Okay. This is a meeting, this is the hearing on the Committee of Public Safety, Intergovernmental and Military Affairs, and the Committee on Labor and Culture and the Arts. This is for Friday, March 19th, 2021 at 3 p.m. It's being held in the conference room 225 as well as video conferencing. And I guess the things I have to say, which are, this meeting is, including the audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed live on YouTube. Find links to the reviewing options for all Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. Hola! You need anything from me? Okay. And this meeting and the YouTube live stream event will include the following agenda, which is what I stated earlier, Friday, March 19, 2021 at 3:00 p.m. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business at Tuesday, the 23rd of March at 1 p.m. And all people testifying remotely, your audio will be muted and video disabled until shortly before it's time for you to speak. The time of testifiers, if you're going to hold to it, will be 2 minutes per testifier. And I'll be reading a list of people who submitted written testimony. For each measure, we apologize if the closed captioning doesn't accurately transcribe the names. If you're interested in reviewing the written testimony, please go to the legislature's website. You'll find a link on the status page. And so for House Bill 954, House Draft 1.
Oh, Senator Nishihara.
Yeah.
I think you didn't note the room for the decision making in case we get in case we get cut off. Technically, you didn't mention a room number.
Oh, the room number.
Yeah. So 1 o'clock is your time, I think. So it would be your room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The room number would be 229.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't think we'll run over anyway. Anyway, thank you for that reminder, Senator. House Bill 954, House Draft 1, related to Hawai'i Emergency Management Agency, converts the Executive Officer, Public Information Officer, Civil Defense Administrative Officer, Branch Chiefs and Emergency Operations Center, State Warning Point personnel in the Hawai'i Emergency Management Agency from civil service status to exempt status. Okay. The first testifier we have, and I think we show up on the screen, is Luke Myers for Ha'ima. Luke?
Good afternoon, chairs, vice chairs. My name is Luke Myers. I am the administrator of the Hawai'i Emergency Management Agency. Ha'ima stands on a written testimony in support of House Bill 954. This is a very important piece of legislation to help solidify and stratify the State Emergency Management Program as we battle a lot of ongoing needs and potential future needs for the state. I'm available for discussion as necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. Next, we have Mark Want testifying for Hawaii State Energy Office.
Yes, Chairs Nishihara and Taniguchi and Vice Chairs English and Ihara and members of the committee. My name is Mark Want. I'm here on behalf of Scott Glenn, the Chief Energy Officer. The Hawaii State Energy Office stands on its written testimony in support of this measure. Thank you.
Okay, I see that we also have Scott Glenn sending in written testimony as well. Gerard Silva opposed. and William Anderson, partner for the Marine Group, in support. If there's anybody else that would like to testify, this indicates so. Otherwise, that takes us down to the list of testifiers. Members, any questions? Okay, if not, we go to the breakout room. You and we can, don't mind, I'll take vote on my committee. And here we go. Oh, yeah, the amendments are, I'm going to clarify that the Emergency Operations Center state warning point personnel applies if the Department of Human Resources Director determines that the recruitment through normal civil service recruitment procedures would result in delay or non-compliance. It's on page 11, line 15 of the bill. And also make technical and non-substantive amendments. Okay, any questions? If not, I'll take the vote for my committee. The chair goes aye. Senator English is excused. Senator Baker?
Aye.
Senator Revere?
Aye.
Senator Vivella? Is excused. Motion's adopted.
Same recommendation, pass with amendments on House Bill 954 for the Committee on Labor, Culture, and the Arts. Chair will vote aye. Senator Ihara?
Aye.
Senator Chang?
Aye.
Senator Keokalole is excused, and Senator Favela also excused. So recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Well, I think this concludes this hearing for us.
Yes. Aloha everyone, welcome to the Committee on Labor, Culture and the Arts. Today is Friday, March 19th, 2021. It is 3:10 p.m. and we are in room 225 and on video conference. Today we have a number of House bills as well as Senate concurrent resolutions that we will be hearing. Prior to beginning the public hearing, I have a number of housekeeping announcements. This meeting, including the audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed live on YouTube. You will find links to viewing options for all Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business on Monday, March 22nd at 3:30 p.m. in this room, 225. Note that there is a 2-minute time limit per testifier. And if you are online and would like to submit testimony, you may do so on the legislative website until midnight tonight. With that, we will proceed to hear our bills and resolutions, House bills. We'll begin with House Bill 1004, House Draft 1, relating to the boiler and elevator safety law, This authorizes the Director of Labor and Industrial Relations to prohibit the operation of pressure-retaining items, amusement rides, and elevators and kindred equipment if inspection fees or fines are not timely paid. It deletes the statutory boiler and elevator fee schedule and requires the Director to establish the fees by rule. Okay, first up, we have the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations Director, Ms. Stacchio.
Good afternoon, Chair Taniguchi, Vice Chair Ihara, and members of the Committee on Labor, Culture, and Art. First, I'd like to thank the Chair for taking the time to hear our admin bill. We stand on our written testimony in strong support and are available for any questions. Thank you.
Okay, that was the only testimony we got in support. Do we have questions from members? If not, thank you. We'll proceed to the next bill. This is House Bill 929, House Draft 1, relating to qualified domestic relations orders. This clarifies benefits to alternate payees, advisory review determinations of Hawaii domestic relations orders, and the priority of multiple orders. Testifiers, we have the Employees Retirement System, Mr. Williams.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Hanoi Marbles, Deputy Executive Director for the ERS, standing in for Thomas Williams. The ERS Board of Trustees strongly supports this bill and encourages its passage. Just like to highlight that this is primarily a housekeeping measure related to the Hawaii Domestic Relations Order. You may recall that the ERS began processing hydros on July 1st, 2020, which allows the ERS to make direct payments to alternate payees, such as former spouses of ERS members. And this proposal is an effort to facilitate its current implementation by clarifying the benefits payable to the parties involved and the processing of these orders. Thank you for your consideration. You have to answer any questions.
Thank you, and we can hear you real clear today.
We tested it before the meeting.
Okay, good. Alrighty. That was the only testifier we had. Do we have any questions from members on this bill? Okay. If not, thank you. We'll proceed to House Bill 930, House Draft 1, relating to Employees Retirement System investments. This exempts certain specific types of alternative investment fund information from disclosure under Chapter 92F HRS, the disclosure of which would put the system at a competitive disadvantage and frustrate its legitimate government investment function. Okay, we have the ERS, Executive Director, no.
Hi. Hello, Chair, Vice
Hello.
Chair, members of the committee. This is Elizabeth Burton, the Chief Investment Officer of Hawaii ERS. This bill, as you know, lists certain categories within alternative investments that the disclosure of which would put us at a competitive disadvantage. The private markets are a large part of our portfolio and are helpful in our path to full funding. The Senate Bill's companion was heard and passed by your Committee on Labor, Culture, and the Arts. And both bills incorporate our objective and consensus of the OIP and incorporate suggestions from the Civil League. We prefer the Senate version of the bill because it is concise and does incorporate those two things. The ERS Board of Trustees is in strong support. Thank you for this opportunity to talk.
Thank you. We have the Civil Beat Law Center for Public Interest, Mr. Black.
Good afternoon, Chair,
Good afternoon.
members of the committee, Brian Black, Executive Director of Civil Beat Law Center for the Public Interest. Our only concern is about the one provision, and just ask that the committee make the same amendments that were made to the companion measure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Black. We also have 3 testimonies, 2 in opposition and 1 with comments. Do we have any questions for the testifiers from our committee members? Okay. If not, just to let you know, the chair's inclined to amend it back to Senate Bill 1083, so we'll probably go with the testimony. Okay, thank you. We'll proceed to the Senate concurrent resolutions. First one up is Senate Concurrent Resolution 98. This is requesting the Director of Labor and Industrial Relations to convene a task force on paid family leave. First up, we have the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations, the Director.
Yeah, good afternoon,
Stacchio.
Chair, Vice
Good
Chair,
afternoon.
members of the committee. Thank you for allowing us to testify today. We stand on our written testimony with comments and are available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the Hawaii Children's Action Network speaks. Ms. Wu.
Aloha, Chair, Vice
Aloha.
Chair, members of the committee. Thanks for the opportunity to testify today. We support this resolution for a task force on paid family leave. It's greatly needed in our state. And in my testimony, I referred to a comprehensive analysis of Hawaii's systems and population and the leads taken. The study was done in 2017, so if this task force comes together, I hope it will be used as a resource as they move forward in implementing paid leave in Hawaii. Thank you.
Thank you. We have written comments from 2 parties as well as comments in support from 7 other parties. Do we have any questions for members on this one? Chair had a quick question for the department. We noted in your testimony that there may be some monies required. The referral on this resolution is only to Labor Committee. So I'm thinking, is it possible that we can get it, of course not trying to bump any of the other priorities, but if we need to do this, that we could get the funding through the budget bill?
It really would depend, Chair, on, the governor's plans and how we move forward with that budget bill.
Okay.
Any monies we have now are pretty tight. We have a lot of activities going on here at the Department of Labor where we've had to take extra steps to beef up our resources to be able to handle the workload on the unemployment insurance front, as well as taking care of some of our other divisions that are starting to see a workload climb as well. So, it would be pretty tough to use the budget that we are currently receiving to provide additional resources for processes that we don't have in place right now.
Okay. Maybe I'll have the House Labor Chair do all the work on this one then. Just joking, sorry. Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Alrighty, thank you. Further questions from members? If not, we'll proceed to the next resolution. This is Senate Concurrent Resolution 97 as well as Senate Resolution 76. This is requesting the convening of a retirement savings task force to assess the feasibility of establishing a Hawaii retirement savings program. Okay, first up we have the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations, Director Pereira Estaquio.
Good afternoon again, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Again, thank you for allowing us to testify. We have written testimony and we support this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe next we have the Hawaii Children's, oh, sorry, wrong one. We have the AARP Hawaii, the State Director, Ms. Lopez.
Aloha, Chair Taniguchi and Vice Chair Ihara. Thank you for the opportunity to testify on Senate Concurrent Resolution 97 and Senate Resolution 76. This is an issue that we've been advocating for a couple of years now, and understanding that some of the opponents to this legislation have had concerns and then about the need to have a study. We hope that we can move this forward to enable Hawaii, along with the DLIR and Budget and Finance directors, to take a look at why it is that after the last 40 plus years, really only 1 in 20 people will go out and sign up for an IRA on their own unless it's made possible through their employer. And so what we're finding is that the vehicles that are available right now, anyone can go out today and get an IRA, but they're not doing that, Senator. And I think the reality is the burden of people not saving for their retirement will fall upon all of the rest of us who have saved and are paying taxes to make that happen. Other states have been very successful. Oregon, Illinois, and California. In Oregon, 86,000 Oregonians have already registered. They're saving maybe $130 a month. This is meant to help working families. These are not people who already on their own have the resources and wherewithal and motivation to save. So we think the study is an important way for Hawaii to recognize and understand what the potential opportunities are. It's a study, it's not standing up the program. I don't know why there's opposition to doing a task force. Thank you so much for the opportunity to testify, and I'm here should you have any questions. Mahalo.
Thank you. Let's see. The American Council of Life Insurance, Mr. Chikamoto.
Thank you, Chair. I'll stand on my written testimony in opposition to the measure.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. I have Gerald Silva, an individual. Francis Nakamoto.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, Jerry Silva? There's Jerry. Okay.
Hi, Chair.
You have my written testimony. Let me just highlight one item in there.
Sure.
This is the 5th year that this issue has come up. And during the discussions prior, much has been made of the federal government coming to the rescue and taking and basically producing a similar type of program. That has not happened. The Secure Act is passed. It does a lot of good when it comes to retirement planning, but it doesn't do the critical heavy lifting, which is facilitating the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Silva. Mr. Nakamoto?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Chair Taniguchi and Vice Chair Ihara testified in support of the measure. I would like to address one of the main legal issues that have been raised by the opponents to this resolution, dealing with ERISA, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act. I want to fill in some of the details that from my written testimony. The exact issue which is raised by the opponents, that ERISA preempts the states from creating a state retirement savings plan, was litigated last year in California. Exact issues raised by them here. The Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association versus California Secure Choice was decided by a district court judge in the Eastern District of California. And the judge held specifically that ERISA does not preempt a government-operated program. They relied upon a Supreme Court decision in the Goebbels versus Liberty Mutual case, which limited preemption. And it says ERISA has no effect whatsoever on government-operated plans, since no employer is involved in maintaining the plan for its employees. It also noted that payroll deduction arrangements like requested in this case are not employee benefit plans for ERISA purposes. It also says that CalSavers, which is a California retirement plan, is not administered by employers, just like suggested in Hawaii, but by a state-created board. And the only purpose that the employers serve is to collect contributions by its employees. So there is no fiduciary responsibility involved. Hence, ERISA does not preempt any state type of program. And I rely in large measure on a very detailed legal research by the Cardoza Law School. You may want to check on that, which was written by the faculty, and it specifically stated that ERISA does not preempt a state-run program like the one proposed here. The plaintiffs have since appealed to the Ninth Circuit, but in the meantime, the Biden Department of Labor has withdrawn any opposition, which had been raised early by the Trump administration, Department of Labor. So I think the course for this measure, for this litigation, is favorable to the state. And I was only asked, add to that there are all the other states that already have these programs are continuing their operations as if there is no impediment, and we should proceed with the task force so they can construe the legal issues as may exist at the time and develop a plan suitable for Hawaii and legally permissible under the law. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Thank you. We have Mr. Simone.
Oh, thank you, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee. I'm a retired 30-year resident of Manoa. I strongly support the resolutions which establish a retirement savings task force to study the feasibility for a Hawaiian retirement savings program for private sector employees. You have my written testimony, but I'd like to highlight a few key points on why the task force is needed. We need to make it easier for all workers to grow retirement savings so they can take control of their futures. Nearly half, about 55 million workers of American workers have no access to a retirement savings plan through their employers. I'm aware that retirement savings vehicles do exist in the private sector today, but we know they can go to any financial institution and open up their own IRA, but they don't. Only 1 out of 20 will open their own IRA. We know what's out there in the financial service industry isn't working. Participation rates in retirement plans have not budged in more than 40 years. A state-facilitated retirement savings program can change that by creating an option for a whole new class of savers that the private markets haven't been able to reach. It's not intended to compete with the private sector. In fact, it's run in conjunction with the private sector as a public-private partnership. We are all well aware that the pandemic has hit small businesses hard. A state-facilitated program for small businesses owners provides an easy, no-cost retirement savings option to help small businesses provide access to a way for their employees to save and take control of their future. This retirement savings crisis will have an enormous negative impact on taxpayers if we fail to act today. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mrs. Simone. Simon. Next we have the NAIFA Hawaii, Ms. Takenaka.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Cynthia Takenaka on behalf of the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors, Hawaii. We are in opposition of this measure, and I'd just like to highlight a couple points on page 2 of my testimony. We're asking for a member from the private sector who is involved in the retirement planning field to be included on the task force as a member, because we feel that an investment or financial advisor can offer valuable input into their work managing retirement plans for employer clients. Secondly, we have great concern on page 2, item 3, which talks about that if this retirement program is deemed feasible, this resolution calls for a draft of an implementation plan for the best model for Hawaii and an admin framework to provide the startup, oversight and timelines, et cetera, et cetera. We are asking for a deletion of this section. This kind of recommendation really requires a serious study, we feel, that has to be done by hired consultants. And there's really no real funding in this SCR. So we ask for these amendments and ask that you not move this SCR forward. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions, I'll be around. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have written testimony from, let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6 other people, and comments. We also have comments from Common Cause Hawaii. Okay, do we have any questions from members? Questions? If not, we'll recess the public hearing.
Thank you for unringing the bell to adjourn. The question I had for Life Insurance Council, Oren Shikamoto. In your testimony, I'm trying to find it now, it says that you question the premise for this resolution, saying that that number one, that the resolution you say is premised on 2 things. One is employers do not have access to affordable retirement plans. And the second premise you disagree with is that employees do not have opportunity to participate in their employer's retirement plan. The question I have is, do you think that there is adequate access? I wanted to add adequate in the sense that the statistics show that one could interpret that there is an employees are not signing up for retirement plans as they prudently should. And I think the underlying premise of this resolution is that the state should explore ways to encourage employees to sign up for some kind of contribution to a retirement plan. I guess that's a policy call. Do you disagree with that policy, or can you comment?
Yeah, I think if you get down to the bottom line, the problem I think is that people cannot save because of a myriad number of things. And so I think the role of government here is to be able to provide an opportunity for those that want to save. And I think the point that I'm making is that there are currently opportunities in place for the employee to do exactly that without going through a tremendous amount of expenditure on the part of either the employer or the employee. I mean, the simplest thing to do if you wanted to save money is just open up an IRA account with First Hawaiian Bank or with your brokerage house. They have IRAs. They also have IRA annuity plans. And certainly the employer, if he or she wants to, can provide a plan for the employees, for his employees. So the opportunities are there.
I got your point. I'm trying to drill down a little bit to understand. So do you think that, let's say if employees had this option, that you're saying that, are you saying that people who want to sign up to a retirement plan could? And so the current number of people who have signed up have already signed up, and that if this program came on board, that not many more would want to or therefore sign up?
Well, I think, you know, if you were to present to me exactly what kind of plan that we're talking about, because now you get into questions of plan design. And there are certain ways in which you can do things. It's a question of how you do it. I think the problem with the plans that have been bandied about all over the country are state-sponsored plans. And that then gets you into the question of whether a state's involvement in retirement savings is preempted by ERISA. That's the issue. And so, as I think Francis indicated, as well as the director of the ARP, there's current litigation going on in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. The DOL, the Department of Labor, as well as the United States Justice Department, has come out in their briefs saying that, look, these government plans are preempted by ERISA. And the district court ruled, correct, you know, in that vein, made that ruling. And as Francis rightly pointed out, the matter was taken to the Ninth Circuit for decision.
Yeah, no, I think we covered my question. Thank you very much. Appreciate
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Chang.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to follow up and give the advocates and AARP in particular a chance to address the points that were just raised. That's all right?
Well, they kind of addressed it in their testimony, but yeah, go ahead.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Hello, this is Kaylee Lopez with AARP. I appreciate Senator Chang's question and Oren's comments. Clearly, people can go to Bank of Hawaii, as he indicated, to open an IRA. The fact of the matter, though, is people aren't. And I equate this to the efforts we are all engaged in getting under. It's not apples and it's not orange to oranges, but a good example, Senator Taniguchi, is when you look at the vaccination process that we have in front of us right now. There are those who are going to take the steps and are motivated and have the capabilities themselves to go to a mass vaccination site or CVS to get vaccinated. There are those, though, who, even though from at least a lot of people I talk to, they're like, really, why can't people just go? Well, there are those who actually, you have to take the vaccine to them, because that's the only way they're going to get vaccinated, is it has to be convenient. And the reason we want them all to be vaccinated is because we want herd immunity. We might want them to be vaccinated more than they want to be vaccinated. To me, the issue of saving for retirement is somewhat similar. Oren is correct. You can open an IRA. But again, time over time, it has demonstrated that people aren't doing it. So the truth of the matter is, if they don't save for the future, the rest of us are going to be paying for that. We saw a significant increase in kupuna. ARP, along with a lot of other organizations, saw an increase in kupuna who needed food because of food insecurity. They, on a weekly basis, were providing food here in Honolulu to over 8,000 kupuna on a weekly basis. We know that 50% of the kupuna in Hawaii qualify for SNAP that aren't signing up for it. So as much as there's that point of, yes, it's easy, you can just go to the bank and open an IRA, the truth of the matter is not happening. And for Hawaii's benefit, Hawaii's long-term security, I'm just saying it should at least be studied. It should at least be looked at thoughtfully. Mahalo nui.
Okay.
Chair?
Thank you. Any further questions? If not, we will recess the welcome back, everybody. We're doing decision-making on our 3:10 p.m. Hearing. We had 3 bills and a couple of resolutions. We'll begin with House Bill 1004, House Draft 1, relating to the boiler and elevator safety law. Chairs are going to recommend we pass with amendments. We'll substitute the contents of Senate Bill 1158, Senate Draft 1, for House Bill 10004, House Draft 1, and make other technical non-substantive amendments for the purposes of clarity and consistency. Is there any discussion on 10004? If not, I'll take the vote. This is for House Bill 10004, House Draft 1. Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair votes aye. Senator Ihara?
Aye.
Senators Chang?
Aye.
Senator Keo Kalole?
Aye.
Senator Favela is excused. Okay, thank you. Next bill is Senate Bill 929. This is relating to qualified domestic relations orders. Chair, again, is going to recommend that we substitute Senate Bill 1083, Senate Draft 1, for House Bill 929. And this is for stylistic, non-substantive revisions, and we'll make other technical and non-substantive amendments. Any discussion? If not, House Bill 929 passed with amendments. Chair votes aye. Senator Ihara?
Aye.
Senator Chang?
Aye.
Senator Keo Kalole?
Aye.
Senator Favela is excused. Okay, recommendation is adopted. Next bill is House Bill 930, House Draft 1. This is relating to employees' retirement system investments. Chair is going to recommend we pass with amendments. We'll substitute Senate Bill 1084, Senate Draft 1, for the House Bill 930. This is in accordance with the testimony we received on the bill. Any discussion? If not, I'll take the vote. Recommendation is to pass with amendments. House Bill 930. Chair votes aye. Senator Ihara?
Aye.
Senator Chang? Senator Keo Kalole?
Aye.
Okay. Senator Favela is excused. Thank you, members. Okay, next we have Senate Concurrent Resolution 98. This is requesting the Director of Labor and Industrial Relations to convene a task force on paid family leave. Chair is going to recommend that we pass this as is. We will note in the committee report that the representative from SHRM, the State Human Resource Management Group, has suggested a person from the human resource management sector, but we do have a business rep in there, and maybe recommend that that slot also be considered for this human resource management person. Secondly, we'll note in the committee report that the department mentioned that they would need they need over $300,000 to pay for task force personnel. we'll note that number, and we'll note that the committee will try to seek money in the budget bill to see what we can get to help fund this task force. Any discussion? If not, Senate Concurrent Resolution 98 passed unamended. Chair votes aye. Senator Ihara?
Vice Chair votes aye, and thanks for taking the vote, Chair. Aye.
You're welcome. Senator Chang?
Aye.
Senator Keokalole?
Aye.
I think that's why the other guys didn't show up. Yeah. Didn't show up in the room. Okay. Finally, we have, well, not finally, we actually have a 315 with one bill, so we'll do that next. But as far as this hearing, we have the last two are Senate Concurrent Resolution 97 and Senate Resolution 76. This is requesting the convening of a retirement savings task force to assess the feasibility of establishing a Hawaii retirement savings program. Chairs are going to recommend we pass with amendments. I'm going to go with the suggestion of the with NIFA, the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors, to add a private sector retirement planning field person onto the task force. And we'll make other stylistic, technical, and non-substantive amendments for clarity and consistency. Any discussion? If not, but we'll take both of them, Senate Concurrent Resolution 97 and SR 76. Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair votes aye. Senator Ihara?
Aye.
Senator Chang?
Aye.
Senator Keokalole?
Aye.
And Senator Favela is excused. Thank you, members. I think we can just move into our 315 hearing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Somebody's at the door. Okay, so we'll move right into our 315 hearing. So again, this is today is Friday, March 19, 2021. It's for a 315 hearing. We are in conference room 225. And we have one bill. I'm sorry, we have two resolutions. Senate Concurrent Resolution 211 and the accompanying Senate Resolution 174. This is urging the employees' retirement system of the state of Hawaii to establish and offer its qualified governmental pension plan participants a qualified Roth contribution program. Testifying, we have the ERS, Mr. Williams, or Ms.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Kanoi Markle again, Deputy Executive Director for the ERS, standing in for Tom Williams. ERS must respectfully oppose this resolution based upon a review of the resolution by our tax attorney. We have our written testimony, but I would just like to highlight our tax qualification concerns. The ERS cannot offer a qualified Roth contribution program under Section 402A of the Internal Revenue Code because designated Roth contributions are treated as elective deferrals. And as a defined benefit pension plan, the ERS would lose its tax qualified status under Section 401A of the code if it offered a cash or deferred arrangement for its members. Thank you for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. We also have testimony in support of the resolutions from Brandon Lee and comments on the concurrent resolution from Cheryl. So do you have any questions from members? Discussion, Senator Chang.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For ERS, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Thank you, and I'd like to apologize. I think we made an error in drafting by directing this resolution to ERS when in fact it should be directed to the agency that's in charge of the 457 and 403B plans. Would it be more appropriate to direct this resolution to DHERD and to the DOE respectively, because they administer the 457 and 403B retirement savings plans for state employees?
Yes, I believe it would be.
Okay, so if the resolution will be to amend it in that manner, would you no longer object to it?
I mean, it wouldn't, I don't believe it would be applicable to the ERS.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Along those lines, the chair did call DHERD to try to inquire about whether they would be willing to. That was this morning. We have not gotten an answer as yet, so I think, yeah, we'll talk about it in the discussion room. So any further questions from members? If not, I guess thank you. We'll move into the discussion box. Welcome back. We've had testimony on Senate Concurrent Resolution 211 and Senate Resolution 174. This is urging the Employees Retirement System of the State of Hawaii to establish and offer its qualified governmental pension plan participants a qualified Roth contribution program. Based on, I guess, the discussion we had with the testifier, the ERS did oppose this, but in discussions, we think that we could move these two resolutions along. If we amend, we substitute DHERD and the DOE for the Employees Retirement System. This resolution also must go to the Ways and Means Committee, so they'll have further ability to take a look at this. But we want to move this along, so pass with amendments. Any discussion? If not, if I can find the, sorry, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to take the vote for both Senate Concurrent Resolution 211 and Senate Resolution 174. And the chair is going to recommend we pass with amendments, with the chair voting aye. Senator Ihara?
Aye.
Senator Chang?
Aye.
Senator Keokolole?
Aye.
And Senator Favela is excused. Thank you very much, members. I know it's Friday, late, and I appreciate you standing by and helping us with these bills and resolutions. Thank you. So we'll recess.